जय शिल प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्ण नाम प्रभु की जय। नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। Welcome all of you. Today is the auspicious appearance day of Lord Narasimhadeva. Just had a wonderful Abhishek early morning. You can watch it in our website also. So we had stopped yesterday at completed almost the first part of 11th module, which was essentially about reinforcing the understanding that what comes out of our body at this present as spiritual is our attention. This body is not us. We are the knowers of this body, Kshetrajna. We are the seers of this body. The body is the seen. I am the seer, Kshetrajna. And the body is material energy. I am spiritual energy. And the Lord's avatara, Lord is always transcendental. Lord is not material energy. He is always transcendental. But he descends into the material energy like my vibration on my tongue and manifests as Shakti Aveshanama. So Lord's all spiritual energy, Shakti. With what Shakti? It is Satchidananda Shakti. Is there. And our purpose of Japa is what? Get connected to the Lord. Take His association. Just like iron in the fire takes association of fire and becomes red hot. The whole purpose of Japa is associate with the Lord and awaken our Satchit Ananda, pure Chit, who I am and who God is. What is my eternal position? Who I am in this material world, I know, but I do not know who I am. What is that? I do not know even that I am eternal in this material world. Unless when I hear from Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, we get to learn that. So that was discussed. So the key, all this was developed, all this idea was developed systematically in order to say that you can touch any incarnation with when you have attention. So if Nama is appeared, if you have attention, you are touching. If you don't have your attention on the Shabda, then you are not actually touching the Lord. So we brought up the concept of attention connection. First we establish, a sadhaka has to establish connection with the Nama Prabhu, who is on the tongue, in the form of Shakti Aveshanama. Establish attention connection. That means we should be attentive. Then he talked about the concept of attention touch. In fact, in my module, I changed that word. I made it, earlier I had talked about this. Hearing is like embracing the Lord with our attention. Yesterday also I mentioned that. So instead of attention touch, I have started using the word attention embrace. So attention connection and attention embrace. So this is the intention of during Japa, chanting. Intention is what? Association of the Lord through attention touch and attention embrace of the Shabda, Nama Shabda. And the result will be undoubted if the attention connection is established, because it is just like electrical wire. Electrified wire, if you touch, you get electricity. The same way the Nama, Shakti Aveshanama, once my attention touches, there is flow of Satchidananda. Electricity is like, you can compare with Satchidananda energy. Satchidananda energy flows into it. Lord is Satchidananda Vigraha, and his, just like sun is light and heat, and it emits sun rays, light and heat it gives out. Similarly, Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. His Shuddha Nama is also Satchidananda Vigraha. And that Satchidananda Vigraha, naturally, not it's a, it emanates Satchidananda. It radiates Satchidananda. That means the Nama, he radiates Satchidananda. Just like sun radiates light and heat. Sun is an immaterial thing. You can say it radiates light and heat. But in the case of Nama Prabhu, he radiates Satchidananda rays. And that is available for only when we touch with our, because it is a spiritual energy, Satchidananda. So I am spirit. The seer is spirit. And his attention is also spirit. And then therefore it touches. Embraces. Just like the iron embraces the fire, it becomes red hot. So that is what we yesterday discussed, the importance of, even though we are in the material world, we are in a dream-like situation, having forgotten Krishna. We are real, body is unreal. We are real, our attention is real. So Krishna wants what? Not our body, auto japa. He wants to give us association. So after having invited him on our tongue, welcomed him, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We cannot ignore him. So if you simply know that you are welcoming him, there is no question of any other alternative for our mind than to receive him, swagatam, welcome him, and our attention should embrace that sound. And that embrace, when you chant and hear that very sound, you are actually embracing. That is why the taste comes. Because the Shakti Aveshanama, first you will get taste of Shakti. You get empowered without tiring. By the mercy of the Lord, you will be able to go on chanting, wanting to chant more and more. Just like if you like somebody's association, then you want more and more of that association, is it not? Similarly, for us immediately to feel that I like the association of Satchidananda Nama, the Satchidananda is Nama on my tongue. Our spiritual senses, our spiritual mind and attention is all dull now. I told you, dreamy attention. Because of that, we are not able to appreciate the presence of Satchidananda Nama. We are unable to. Yet the fact remains that something is flowing into us. Another example I have given several times is about if you wear a gloves, rubber gloves on your hand, and you keep it on a hot plate, you won't feel the heat. But if you hold it for some time, slowly you will feel the heat. Why? Because the heat goes through the rubber gloves and then you start feeling it. In the same way, even though Shakti Aveshanama is on my tongue, if I chant and hear, I am not getting the full taste, please understand. Because still the rubber gloves is there. My mind is contaminated, my chittam is contaminated. Through the gloves only I am touching. My attention is coming through that and touching. So I will definitely not feel the full. Somebody asked if I Satchidananda, why immediately I am not enlightened? So limitation is us, limitation is our chitta. And then we touch the Nama of the Lord on the tongue. That is called the hearing embrace or the attention embrace. And bead after bead we will feel this warmth. I don't want to mislead you by saying that, okay, you will become ecstatic bead after bead if you chant and hear that very sound. No, it will take time, but heat will come. Some heat will come. And you go on, what is that called? Embrace. Continue the attention embrace. What will happen? More and more heat as it comes, more duration you hold, more heat reaches your hand. Slowly it will also melt the rubber. This exact action of the Shakti Avashanama, it will melt, it will dissolve our false ego, dissolve our illusions, and then our pure ego will manifest. We'll be able to, when the pure ego touches with its attention. Now real ego is through false ego, we are touching the Nama. So what is the result? This false ego is like the rubber gloves, going to go on melting. Finally real ego is there. Real ego is there, then real mind is there, spiritual mind is there, it awakens. Then spiritual tongue awakens, spiritual mind, senses, ears awaken. You can chant and hear the Shuddha Nama of the Lord. Okay, so yesterday, the part 2 of the 11th module, I was again coming back to, we just began in the 11th module saying that it's quote of Prabhupada where he says like this material world is like a dream where you see a tiger and then you experience fear, everything. But actually when you wake up, there is no tiger. And then we said that what is this illusion? He said this illusion is basically, little introduction we had. This illusion is not exactly like, our dream in the night. Even though we use the word dream. Now today what I am going to discuss, significant subject I am going to discuss is not to mistake that it is exactly like when we sleep we have a dream. This material world or material life is not like that. Then how is it? This we'll discuss today. How is it different? Before that, let us analyze what happens when we lie down and when we dream. We lie down, we close our eyes, we go out of the external consciousness. That means my senses, my body, my real eyes, real nose, real ears are all inactive. But I get into, my mind is active. Who is dreaming? Through my mind only I can dream. I am the dreamer. But I have got, body, senses, mind, intelligence, all this I have. And they're all sleeping. Except spiritual mind. Spiritual mind is also sleeping. Others are inactive, sleeping and inactive, whereas spiritual mind is sleeping but active in the sleep, in a dream. What is the dream? That is I'm creating a world for myself. In the case of lying on a bed and dreaming, you lie down, you create your own world. XYZ, they create their own world. So one should not think that when our Vedas say that this material life is like a dream, that each of us are creating our own, this material world. And then when you get self-realized, when you see the truth, the whole world vanishes. It doesn't exist. This is not what we are saying. This is not what the Vaishnava philosophy says. So then why we still call it a dream? Yeah, we call it a dream. Yesterday also I explained. In this material world, the seed of illusion, the entire seed of illusion is, I am this material body, mistaken identity. I am this material body. This is Maya's trick. This entire body is created and then it is animated by the Lord's presence in it. Immediately I identify this is me. And then not only I identify this is me, I look at the others and identify that they are them, they are that body. See, we are born as babies. Slowly we open our eyes. We see our own body. My hands, legs, I am able to move. And the baby sees that this body is under his will. He can move, he can move his legs, hands, everything. So it starts identifying that, oh, what I can move, oh, okay, what all I can move is me. Oh, then he sees other people, according to their will, they are able to move. Oh, so that is their body. That is them. I am this, that is them. So right from childhood, babyhood itself, our illusion begins. I am this body. But the truth is, you are not the body. Truth is what Krishna says. You are only seer of the body, but you think you are the body. So a web of relationship is developed, the common perception, everybody is in the, material world, everybody is Kshetrajna, everybody is a soul. And en masse, everybody is believing that they are the body. And the body has its own, it's a duplication of our spiritual body. So it has got thinking, it can, with the help of the soul's presence, it can think, feel, will, everything. Like a perfect robot. It's called yantra. This body is a, you can call it as physical, biological, psychological yantra. It's pakka yantra it is. And Krishna says, when you understand and analyze it, I am the Kshetrajna, knower of the yantra, but this yantra is there. So when we say that in this material world we are in illusion, we do not say that the world outside is what I see with my eyes, what I touch, all these things. They are not illusion. They are manifestation, temporary manifestations of Krishna's external energy. And then we are Krishna's transcendental energy. The Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Para and Apara Shakti. So we are transcendental, means we are beyond it. The seer is not of this material world. The seer is seated in this body, Krishna describes. And that seers, all the seers that are sitting in the body, he says, they are all my jiva, all the jivas are my another kind of energy, superior energy. And all the bodies are inferior energy. So we sit in this inferior energy and we start thinking that this is my spiritual body. Because in the spiritual world, in your real body, It is spiritual body. It is not material body. It is not made up of matter. But here we are thinking this is spiritual body. Because our nature is to think, our nature is to have a body. Our nature is to have senses. Our nature is to have, relationship with other people. I am the body, others are body. I have to have relationship with other people. The soul's basic instinct is Satchidananda. To think, to feel, to will, to love, to do, to see, touch, smell, taste, hear, etc. This is nature of the soul. That is why as soon as the soul leaves this body, the eyes cannot see, ears cannot hear. That means the property of seeing, touching, smelling, thinking, feeling, willing is belonging to the soul. The thinker, feeler, willer, toucher, all is the soul. Knower, doer, everything is the soul. At its spiritual level, it is spiritual plane only. Spirit can act only at spiritual plane. That is being translated into the material world and we are in, that is why it is called dream. That means the common thing that we can understand between the sleep when we lie on our bed and this is very simple. You are in another world than in your real world. Similarly, all the jivas are in a world which is not their real world. Because they are eternal. Their real world is eternal. Their real personality is eternal. Their interpersonal relationship of the souls are all eternal. Where is that experience? We don't have that experience in the material world. So each of us identify ourselves with this body. That means, after I gave an example also. Yesterday, like Prabhupada is walking on this earth. He is self-realized. He is awakened. Awakened doesn't mean, the world disappears. Awakened means he starts seeing that all the living entities are in illusion, they are suffering, having forgotten Krishna. They are all entitled to be in connection with Krishna and eternal love. So he walks around this world. He sees the living entities suffering because of forgetfulness of who they are, and they are misidentifying that I am this body, I am part of this material world. And reality is that I am eternal. I don't have any eternal connection with this body. One life, one body I get, another body I get. I am eternal. I need an eternal body. Where is my eternal connection? Where are my eternal friends? Where are my eternal loving, exchanges? Everything goes at the time of death, finished. So therefore, we walk around trapped in this body. This is a deha. The Dehi in the body is in illusion about who he is. So that's why it's called self-realization. He has to understand who he really is. If I am not this body, then who am I? Mamaevam jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Krishna says, you are eternal living entities, you are my part and parcel. And your nature is Satchidananda. Material world, you are simply suffering. Everybody in the material world is suffering. Why everybody is suffering? Everybody means every soul is suffering. Because soul is entitled, our soul is seeking Krishna quality of happiness. Soul is seeking Krishna quality of happiness, Krishna quality of pleasure. That is called Satchit Ananda. But in the material world, everything is opposite, Asat. Why do we say Asat in my material world, in the material world? Who is Sat? Tell. People who have lived in this earth 100 years back, those identities are Asat. Souls may be there. Souls are there. Those souls must be in some other body. But whatever he thought, the world that was formed by all those identities, they're all gone. So it's called Asat. Achit. Achit means in opposite of Chit. They were at that time, though they were all in, they are in illusion. Now they are in some other bodies, again in another illusion. Just like every day we sleep, you have a dream. You get up tomorrow, you sleep again, you have another dream. Each life is like a dream. Each lifetime is like a dream. Unbroken dream for the whole lifetime. Centered around the illusion that I am this body. And all others are also centered around that illusion that they are this body. Then all this I am this body, I am this body, all put together becomes a society. And then all of them within the common illusion we interact with each other. Finish, it looks like a real world. It looks like a real world. Because the souls are really there in this body and they are all, each of us, in the Bhagavatam says, we are haunted. We are haunted. My real ego is haunted by an ego that I am this material body. I am haunted. It's all self-image that we create right from our childhood we create. Maya is working right from birth, she works. Because I want to, according to my karma, I want to enjoy certain things and suffer certain things as a person. That means you are given a body according to karma. And then you run your life. And then machine becomes old, you have to die. And then next another machine. So just life after life after life, the living entity is dreaming. But is this, no. Is this actually the position of the jiva? No. Our position is not simply for jumping life from one body to another body. That is not the purpose. Gone, image is gone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, we are again back. So, life is, in this way, we need to understand this particular idea of if I am not this body, I am the knower of the body, but as a knower of the body, I am knowing different bodies in different life. And centered around the body, I and mine, my father, my mother, my relatives, my society, my country, I and mine. Okay, life is all about enjoying rasas of I and mine in different ways. In sattvic way, in rajasic way, tamasic way, whatever it may be. And then we create our again reaction, and in this way we go to next life according to our karma. We get another body according to the way we deserve, stock of karma. So the whole goal of awakening is to free ourselves from the repeated birth and death in this material world. I want eternal happiness. I want eternal, if the components of if everybody is temporarily in the body, and I am having relationship with them only. Two haunted people are having relationship with them. He is also haunted, he is also haunted. In the material world, all are haunted people, common illusion. I am this body. And they are relating. When we awaken, what happens? We will see the same world. We will see the same bodies. And even we will continue to be in the same drama because they are all in illusion, no? They are all in illusion. This idea of illusion, I will explain in it's a very common example given in our Shastras. In the darkness, when you see a piece of rope, Suddenly you may mistake the rope to be snake. Then immediately fear comes. Then you light a torch. You see the light on the light. Oh, it's only a rope. The torchlight of knowledge. Om ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. The Guru is the one who shows this torch and says it's not a snake, it's a rope. So in the material world, so what is this? Now compare. Rope is like the soul. Snake is like the body. Body is a fact. It's a reality. It's an objective reality. This material world is an objective reality. The seer in the body is also a fact. Because I am seer. I am spiritual energy of Krishna. Part and parcel. So I am also a fact. But my seeing is not a fact. I am seeing the rope as a snake. That means I am thinking that I am this body. Rope is equal to rope is seen as a snake. Or snake is seen as a rope, whichever way you want to take it. My body is matter. I am living. But I think that my body is living. And then I create a life. Illusion is about mistaking one thing to be something else. This is the meaning of dream. And the seed of that dream is, I am this material body. And then material life continues. So the purpose of the Nama Prabhu liberating means what? Liberating us means freeing us from this drama. And understanding that I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am the seer. In this body, I am the thinker, feeler, willer, everything in this body, the active agent is me, the soul. And then a self-realized person, he deals with this body just like I see rope as a snake. After the torchlight, I say, oh, it's a rope. Rope is not useless. I'll use the rope as a rope. Similarly, when I get self-realized, I'll use this body, as an yantra, just like I'm driving a car. What's the problem? Just like if I realize that I am not the car, I need not stop driving the car. In fact, if you think you are the car and then you forget that the car is meant to take you to a destination, when you wake up, what happens? Come on. I'm not the car. Car is supposed to be used by me to take me to a destination. I have forgotten even destination. Here I am decorating the car and sitting as if I am the car. That's what everybody in the material world is doing. Continuously they are thinking I am the body and all their desires is centered around the body. No. That's how the life is set right from childhood. It's all around my body. My bodily security, I need security, I need power, I need gratification for my senses, I need love and affection, everything. I want to feed my mind with loving sensations. I want to feed my intelligence with knowledge, and I want to feed my social ego with position in the society. I want to be successful, I want to compare with others. Whole world is full of, centered around one false idea that I am this body. And in 1 second, you are made not to be this body at the time of death. That is why Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Knowledge defines one item of knowledge as perception of birth, death, old age and disease. Because that's not my nature. It's an unusual thing for me to be born, to die, old age, disease. These are all unusual. How do you say it's unusual? It's unusual depth of the heart you see. Do you like to grow old? No. Do you like to get sick? Do you like to die? Especially if things are all very nice. Do you like to die? No. And read Bhagavatam if you want to know whether you want to take one more birth. What happens to the living entity in the womb of a mother? How it's bitten by worms, etc. How it's painful experience in a tight bag. Even now, if I tell you, you stand in one place, 1 foot by 1 foot for next 8 hours. Torture for you. Torture it will be. For 9 months we are in the womb of a mother. So dukkha doshanu darshanam. These are all real miseries of the living entity. So just wonderful Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Not only awakens us, take us back into another world, spiritual world. This world is real. Ekapada vibhuti, it is said in Bhagavatam. This entire material, unlimited universe, this particular universe is like a mustard seed. There are unlimited mustard seeds, one bag of mustard seed, like that many Brahmandas are there. And all those Brahmandas are coming out of Mahavishnu's body, out of his breathing. And they have creation, maintenance, annihilation. Shrishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. This is eternal cycle is going on. So therefore this material world is eternal. It may go into Pralaya, but again it will come back. But beyond this, there is 3/4 opulence of the Lord, that is Vaikuntha Loka, unlimited Vaikuntha Loka, unlimited Narayanas in each planet, etc., etc. There is a different thing up to topmost planet of Goloka Vrindavana, the spiritual world. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, Prabhupada is telling, Shastra is telling, and Prabhupada as spiritual master is assuring that the end of this life I will take you there. So just imagine, it cannot be any routine thing, our japa. It's the most serious thing in our life. It is eternally solving our birth, death, old age and disease. We need to understand how it happens. So enlightenment means flow of chit. Flow of chit means by connecting, by the embrace of the avatara. Avatara is very, very mercifully, he has. Suppose if fire is not there, how will their iron ever get red hot? Tell me. Suppose there is no chance for fire to go and fall inside, the iron will never get red hot. Similarly, suppose Nama Avatara not mercifully descended like that, there is no hope for the living entity to go out of the material world. Not only Nama Avatara, every Avatara's purpose is that. Continuously comes and, any living entity is ready, they want to go back, they will associate and go back to their eternal life. So that is how we need to understand that Vaishnava philosophy is such that we don't say this is like a creation of it's just like this material energy. This material world, these wonderful birds, mountains, trees, all these things. These are all some software, like a matrix. It's a display of a software. That means it's like there's no reality to it. But these are all real opulences of the Lord. Why Krishna describes this? Why Krishna describes in the material world, I am this, I am that, of the mountains, I am Himalayas, among the trees, I am Ashwatha tree. So much description he gives. He said, okay, I am transcendental. No doubt, I am not material, but material energy is mine, it's a real energy. I am the owner of everything. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravartate. Aham sarvasya prabhu. From me everything is coming. Not that some illusion is coming. From me everything is coming. You get into that, into a body, and you get into an illusion that I am the body. That is a dream. So it's not that you enlighten, this world vanishes. It's an objective world. It's an objective world. So such excitement we should be having. That Lord has come down, Nama Prabhu, so merciful that every day He gives me an opportunity to fall into that fire of Satchidananda Nama. Result has to come, awakening has to come. We are all something else other than what we are. This is called a life of mistaken identity, what we are. Just like Prabhupada said, you are all son of rich father. You are loitering in the street. So living entities are loitering in this material world. They all belong to Krishna. There is full of abundance of everything. No shortage of everything. But only that world is a world of bhakti. That's a world of everybody is loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everybody and everywhere, because He is infinite. We are all tiny jivas. The jivas are eternally glorifying that Supreme Lord. We cannot understand His glories at all. That itself is an ananda of the living entities. So, one quote, put that quote up, and then we'll do the japa. See, at present we have contacted a material body, material mind and material intelligence. But when we become free from these material conditions, our spiritual body, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence become manifest. Just see what is our good fortune. Where we are going to, from what, today we have no address actually. The so-called address that I am Madhu Pandit, these are no address. That means you do not know who you are, except that you are servant of Krishna. If you know, yes, you have started you're living your real life. And it is not that when you know that I am this body is illusion. This is another point. You see very clearly. If Prabhupada, take a Prabhupada's example. Prabhupada was walking self-realized person on this earth. He dealt with people who are in bodily concept only. No, everybody is in the bodily concept. He did not address a man as a woman or woman as a woman. He saw man as a man, woman as a woman. He saw the living entity, and he saw one living entity being haunted in a womanly body and another being haunted in a manly body. So therefore, since he is haunted, I have to call him Mr. So-and-so. I have to call her Miss So-and-so. So that means he is very much part of this worldly feelings also. If you become self-realized, doesn't mean you have no feelings in this world. Doesn't mean you have no affection for your father, mother, children. No. Now you are not in that affection thinking that they are all eternal. You are thinking that yes, we all have a relationship. Let us utilize this relationship. Anyway, all this relationship are going to break. You don't have to end the drama. You know it is a drama. But you don't have to end the drama. Let us continue the drama with a higher purpose to develop love for Krishna, to serve Krishna. So material life is meaningful even after self-realization. That is why we build temples. That is why we engage in different activities in the material world. Why? Because Krishna is the center. Similarly, in the family, Krishna can be in the center. This is so wonderful. Unlike Mayavada thing, once you get detached, you have to give up everything and go. When we get detached, we say everything belongs to Krishna. I also belong to Krishna. And I can, if good fortune, I have woken up from my bodily concept of life. I have to be in this drama. I cannot tell my child, you are not the body. I have to live. I have to treat that body like a child, like a body only. I have to give the feeling, I have to give the emotion, everything. But I will do it in such a way that everything that I do to that person will give the samskriti, the culture that I give to that child, even if he thinks is a body, is such that it is all sattvic, and so that when he grows up, it will enable him to understand I am not this body. So Krishna consciousness does not eliminate life in this material world. As active as before you can be. If you're a businessman, if you do business for Krishna, you know that it's not for money. I will make money and I will use that to get people to awaken people that you are a part of Krishna. And this is the mission of Krishna consciousness. So not only japa is our devotional service, preaching is also our devotional service. Telling people all over the world, God is here, please associate, fire is here, go inside, realize your godly nature. So, so detachment from false emotion. See, just like when you see a snake, rope as a snake, you will have fear. But once you realize it's only a rope, your fear goes. Doesn't mean that you will not utilize the rope. You will utilize the rope. For what purpose? For whatever its real purpose. Similarly, I realize I am not this yantra, but I will drive this yantra. What does the Shastra say? You should drive this yantra towards a destination of not taking one more life in this world. You have to discover who you really are and situate yourself in your eternal position. Stop this drum, Janma Mrityu cycle. That is what the Shastra says. And this is possible only in the human form of life. Rare opportunity. Which dog, cat and come and listen and all these things cannot. Because it's awakening. This pravachan, whatever we talk, Krishna consciousness, has to be intelligible. No, only human being, it will be intelligible. Only human being can ask this question, who am I, who is God? So it's a rare opportunity, the Shastra says, human form of life. And so these are all the spirit with which in a compassionate manner, pure devotees like Prabhupada walk on this earth. Prabhupada very comfortable he was in Vrindavan as far as his spiritual thing is concerned, because he is very happy, because he is a devotee of the Lord. He could sit in Vrindavan and nicely enjoy the sweetness of the holy name of the Lord. What made him go out into the Western world? The world of complete, different gunas. Because they have their vision that everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. How many people we can make Krishna conscious? Let me do it. So this is also our mission. So it is so nice, no? We get the association of Krishna, we chant every day. Plus Krishna's work is plenty in this material world. So even rest of your life, even after realizing that this illusion that I am not this body, you got plenty of excited work, meaningful work. Whereas if you think I am the body, whatever you do for your body is no meaning, it's meaningless work, no? Work, earn money, do this, finally one day leave everything and go. That's looking like a crazy proposal. Just like a businessman goes and sits in somebody else's shop and then he earns profit. He doesn't know that it is not, the earning is not coming to him, his earning is going to somebody else. Similarly, we are all continuously serving Maya. Nothing is coming to my soul. You can either serve Krishna or serve Maya. So now let's have our one round of chanting. So please let's change our terminology from attention touch to attention embrace. More nice, no? Attention embrace of the Satchidananda Nama. You embrace only personality, no? Touch is like an impersonal, like gloves and heater. So attention embrace. So let's chanting and hearing the same chant. Hearing is called embrace. Hearing amounts to embracing the Shabda. Chanting amounts to welcoming the Lord. So continuously we should put our soul, immerse our soul in the embrace of the Lord. Should not leave the embrace of the Lord. That's called uninterrupted japa. So please start.
That you chant Hare Krishna and exactly the same sound you hear. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. You simply hear. When you say Hare Krishna, you try to hear the very sound. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. You simply chant Hare Krishna and try to hear the sound. That's all. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare. When you chant, you must hear also. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. While chanting, you must hear. Hare Krishna, you must give attention to hear. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
As soon as you chant Hare Krishna, you hear it, then your mind becomes locked up.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, one or two questions let me take. Today my experience with Prabhupada's audio instruction was good. Only thing I found my hearing with the headphone inside my ear was better. After the training, how can I not get used to earphones? Also, by reducing volume, I was hearing only the instruction of Prabhupada and my own chanting, a good blissful experience. My head also felt very light at some stage. Cannot describe it. Hare Krishna. Very good, very nice. But you won't get putting headphone, those things you won't get used to it. Because ultimately, from the hearing, what are you getting? The mind is getting trained to get that instruction to do it. And as long as that the mind slice gets trained for that, then slowly you can, just like you can, at some time you can slowly, you don't have to wait till the end for this slip, for the recording, all those things, no need. Slowly you can give away all those things, then you will see whatever Prabhupada is speaking, your background mind will speak and direct you. Okay. The electric train draws energy from electric power line above it by extending probes and touching the power line. We can probe, can the probe be compared to attention? Yes, there are many comparisons of that. You can compare like that. That is a connection. Lord incarnates into the deity material sound with his potencies based on devotee's degree of faith and devotion of the Lord, devotion, or the Lord incarnates with all his potencies for every devotee. Why? The Lord is any moment. You see, not that he has to manifest all the potency and wait there, because he is beyond the limitations of space and time. As you require, he will come. That's why I said potentially omnipotent. When a pure devotee chants, the potency is different that comes out. So it is all, either way is okay. Why should he come and be here unnecessarily? As he wanted, he will draw. The whole electrical powerhouse need not sit in the wire, isn't it? If somebody like to read modules more than hearing, is it okay, or I should hear also? Hear what? Hear this video sessions or read modules? If you simply read modules, reading the modules is meant for hearing Hare Krishna. So what is the purpose of reading the module? Knowing the theory? Knowing the theory is not, knowing what is, rice is made out of carbohydrates and this and that and all these things is not same as eating rice. So these modules are meant to take you to, this jnana is meant to make you go and how to eat this, how to taste this Satchidananda Nama, how to associate with Satchidananda. Japa module's purpose is how to teach, how to associate with the Lord. Many people just take satisfaction. Oh, I know. Knowing is not enough. Oh, I know God has incarnated as a sound incarnation in the material world now. What is the use of knowing if you don't associate? I asked my mother-in-law to do japa, but she is left-handed. She is unable to do japa with right hand. Is it okay? She is 75 plus old years. No problem. Let her chant Hare Krishna. That is more important. Interesting to know. You disconnected? Disconnected. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the interruption. So I was saying, yes, your mother-in-law can chant. Chanting is more important. If she cannot chant with the right hand, let her chant with the left hand. No problem. Interesting to know attention connection and attention touch. Okay, instead of attention touch, now it is attention embrace. Can you please enlist different energies of the soul if possible with some Vedic reference? Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. All this desiring is a Vedic, desiring, willing, thinking, feeling, willing, all these are energies of the Lord. The energies of the spirit, soul energies. That is what we are saying. That in Japa we have to offer all that. Please read module 2. All the energies that we are offering during Japa in a Soulful Japa is listed there. Please read that. Attention touch relates to what experience, Guruji? Attention touch, attention embrace. That is the feeling that makes you want to chant more and more and more. You cannot describe that. Just like if you say, can you please describe what is the sweetness of a sugar? No, I cannot. Please eat sugar and see. So similarly, you chant 16 rounds and see what is that experience. That is minimum experience. Even minimum experience it be so nice. I told you, it's like a rubber gloves we are having. Little heat will come in the beginning. Thinking drains energy. So we have to accumulate energy from Nama Prabhu to experience it. Is my understanding right? No, it is wrong. You simply have to hear to experience Nama Prabhu. You no need to think. You don't need to think at all. Thinking is what tires. Not that what you are saying is okay. Thinking is tiring. So Japa is thinking. So Nama Prabhu gives strength for thinking. No, we are not thinking at all. Chant and hear that very sound. Chant and hear that very sound. It's a very big secret, because this sound is coming from the spiritual world. Our attention should be touching that only and not anything else. This sound has got everything. We may wonder, what is this? So I should only chant and hear chant. You will see that chanting and hearing will further expand as Prabhupada explains. Further, go on like that, it will expand into everything. Just like Krishna showed his universal form, he showed entire existence in his mouth to Yashoda. Krishna showed the universal form to Arjuna within his two-handed form. Similarly, entire Krishna is non-different from his name. Entire existence is there on your tongue when you chant. You don't need to think. That existence as required will be revealed to the devotee's heart. So much so that Prabhupada says at a stage, Krishna's leelas, eternal leelas in the spiritual world will play like a television in your heart when you do your Nama Japa. But these are all advanced stages, you cannot imitate. But doesn't matter. Even now also, you see, when I don't have anything, something is better now. I don't have any spiritual taste. Okay, I start getting my spiritual taste, little. Because we want so immediate result. No, I am not getting anything when I chant at 16 rounds. Nothing great. Nobody is telling you anything great like that. Spirit can taste, but your spirit is sleeping. Therefore, you are not able to appreciate the greatness of that small thing also. The very fact that you are sitting and hearing this video session is because some little love for Krishna is there. Otherwise, why you would be watching? But you cannot appreciate that. You may be able to appreciate, I love my child more, I love my dog more, I love my neighbor more. To that level, you may not be able to appreciate that I love Krishna. You may not also. That much is not awakened. Some love is there. Some attraction is there. Forget love. Some attraction is there for Krishna. Therefore, you are sitting and hearing this. So, experience is something which little by little it will come, but it is there. You mentioned that if someone has learned to do mindful japa, Nama Prabhu will bless him to take him to journey of the soulful japa. So one will not require further training after mastering mind. No. What will you do the rest of your life? Read Prabhupada's books. No. I told you yesterday. Take support from even Prabhupada Shabda, Bhaktivanta Purpad, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. These are also Krishna Shabda. You chant your 16 rounds, or I can tell you don't need to read anything, 24 hours, just like Haridas Thakur. You sit and only do mindful japa, everything will manifest. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll meet again tomorrow. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Nama Hare Krishna, Nama Prabhu ki Jai.